The first thing that Mika and I agree is very important is creating a solid foundation for your relationship. If you're American and you want to meet a Japanese girlfriend, you have to have some level of interest in Japanese culture. For me, that was simple. I've been interested in Japanese culture all my life, and I've been learning Japanese for 2 or 3 years. It also really helps if you have some level of ability in Japanese. Even if you're not like super advanced or anything, it'll show a Japanese girl that you're interested in their language. It shows that you're taking initiative to learn about the culture, because the language is an essential part of the culture. One thing that you should not do, definitely not do, is assume that you know about the girl you want to date just because you've watched a lot of anime or you've read a lot of manga. Just because it's in an anime or a manga doesn't mean it's true. I have a lot of friends in cross-cultural relationships, and I know a lot of problems happen because either the Japanese person or the American person will assume that all Japanese people do this or all American people do this. And you can't make those type of assumptions. You're dating one person and maybe they've learned a lot from that culture. It does not mean that they fully represent that culture or that everything that applies to that culture applies to that person. You're going to want to know how you can find a Japanese girlfriend. Meet a lot of Japanese people, of course. One way you can do that is by, of course, taking Japanese classes. And a good way to study is to talk to Japanese people. You can meet Japanese people, Japanese speakers. You can join clubs at your high school, clubs at your college, and you're going to meet Japanese people who are trying to learn English, and they want to talk to you, you want to talk to them. So sometimes you're going to speak English, sometimes you're going to speak Japanese, but you're also going to tell them about your culture, and they're going to tell you about their culture. This way you're going to make a lot of friends who are Japanese. You have to remember that Japanese girls can be a lot more shy than American girls. Why is that?
Why?
Yeah.
Culture.
It's just part of the culture. It's considered rude to have really strong opinions. A Japanese girl would never say like, I want to drink coffee right now. It's a more subtle culture, and you have to expect that Japanese girls, Japanese people, just think it's rude to say something so straight outright. Pick up on things. You have to pay attention more carefully. American culture is very touchy-feely. Guys want to put their arm around the girl. In Japanese culture, even after you've been together for a year, probably not usually going to hold hands in public. You're definitely not going to kiss in public, right?
Hold hand is okay.
Okay, but you're not going to kiss.
No. No hug.
It'll sound strange if you're an American, but to a Japanese person, if you hug in public, it's just not normal. Just like we see French people kiss on the lips, and as an American that seems way too strong. But to Japanese people, hugging, it seems strong. So it's just something that you have to understand and accept. Once you meet a Japanese girl and you'd like to start dating, you should continue to learn about their culture. It's an ongoing process. It's just like, it's learning about what makes part of them who they are. Just like part of me is my American culture, part of a Japanese girl is her Japanese culture, what she's learned all her life. It's very important to listen to your girlfriend. Not only listen, but try and understand what they mean. A lot of times, Mika will be talking, and instead of listening to what she's trying to tell me and having a positive conversation, I'll correct her English or something, and she'll get pretty mad at me. And I know that it's my fault. Don't say za, say it the. It's not za, it's the. She's gonna kill you. In Japanese they say, read the air. Kuki o yonde ne. Pay attention to when it's appropriate to say something and when it's not. So when your girlfriend is having an intimate conversation with you or talking about something that's important to her, you want to listen to her. And I mean, it's the same in American culture. You want to listen and affirm that you are listening. One thing that is important in any relationship is to be patient. And in a cross-cultural relationship, you have to be very patient because, first of all, you're speaking your second language if you're speaking Japanese, and if she's speaking English, she's speaking her second language. You have to work with each other. If you can't work with each other, I think you're gonna have a tough relationship if you're gonna have a relationship. I was raised very traditionally with traditional American values. Open the door for the girls, help out around the house, take out the trash, help in the kitchen. And to a Japanese girl, oftentimes that's very rare because Japanese men are not expected to help in the kitchen. And if they don't, nobody looks down on them for it. But if you are an American who does these things, you already have an advantage. When you meet a Japanese girl, they're going to see, wow, he's really helpful, he's very different from a Japanese guy. Last minute tips, don't say huh or what. It's considered very rude in Japanese culture if someone says something and you say huh or what. It just sounds very rude. What? It has that sort of feeling to most Japanese people when you say huh, because it's do they say huh? You say huh in Japanese? They say huh in Japanese, but it sounds really strong and really rude.
何言ってんのって感じ。
Yeah.
バカじゃない？何言ってんの？
Yeah. So it's kind of like an insult. If you have questions about dating a Japanese girl, meeting a Japanese girl, feel free to leave them below in the comment section. Mika and I have a pretty good relationship, and I can ask Mika about a lot of things that it would probably be inappropriate to ask, a teenage Japanese girl if you were in a relationship. And so, you can ask me below and I'll try and answer. If you are a Japanese girl looking for an American boyfriend and you found this video instead, you should click here, click here, and you can watch Mika's video about how to find an American boyfriend. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you learned something, and if not, we can always make a part 2. That hasn't been a problem for us, but stop dancing. It's distracting.